This is a meeting of the Darien 2020 Bicentennial Committee, 11 o'clock on Wednesday, December 11th. So call to order. Welcome everybody. I think everybody knows everybody here. We do have a quorum. There's 8 people here, 8 committee members, and we are being broadcast live. So it's broadcast live and it's also being saved, so just so everybody knows. I passed out the minutes, if everybody can take a look at them. And afterwards, we'll do a motion to approve. And thank you, Jamie, again, for doing this.
Absolutely.
Another
Thank you, Jamie. Good minute.
Absolutely.
Story.
I can make a motion for minutes.
I second.
Okay. All those in favor of accepting the minutes for November, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Okay, it's unanimously approved. So there's something I was a little remiss on. I didn't know that our schedule of the second Wednesday of every month for the meeting gets rolled over into next year, but it doesn't. So I talked to Linda, and we actually have to vote to approve that next year's schedule will be the second Wednesday of every month. So I passed out what is the second Wednesday of every month. Nothing lands on a holiday. The only problem is April 8th is the April vacation. February 12th is not the winter vacation. The winter vacation is February 14th to the 21st. So just a discussion, do we want to change the April 8th date to April 1st or April 15th?
Yes,
Yes? Okay.
we do. Someone pick.
You want to do the 15th? 15th? Okay.
It's gonna be April Fool's Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Choice of fool or facts.
So then I'll have to have a motion to accept that these are the dates.
Make a motion.
Make a motion. Anybody second the motion to accept these dates for next year's? All those in favor say of accepting these dates with the exception of April 15th, and also it's at 11 o'clock. Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Any abstentions? Okay, unanimously approved. So this will be the schedule. The only qualification is we have to make sure that they have rooms available, but I would assume they should. So I'll send this to Linda. She's going to check if there's rooms available. If it is, then this will be the schedule for next year. Great. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is finances and contributions. Libby, you want to talk to this? We have great
Yes,
news.
we've gotten a couple of,
We have great news.
Yep, we've gotten a couple of gold sponsors, which are $5,000 each, so that's very exciting. And then we actually have an additional $8,500 in outstanding commitments for sponsorships that we haven't actually gotten checks yet, but so that brings us up to, $18,500 in sponsorships so far.
Excellent.
Wow.
And that's apart from the individual donations, so.
Right.
That's,
How many
moving right along.
sponsors then are there then?
5 so far.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's
Yep.
cool. That's so cool.
Thank you all.
Absolutely. So, just I'd like to thank for the gold commitments, Crestwood Advisors, the Water's Edge at Giovanni's, and DR Bank. The silver donation is Holler Tree Self-Storage, and the bronze donation is Brown Thayer Shed Insurance Agency. So those have all committed or have sent checks as well.
Do we know, have we determined Crestwood,
Um,
who that is, or any contact
Yeah,
information?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we do,
Yeah,
'cause I
so
don't
we
have
are-
any of that. I
Yes,
just got the check.
absolutely. So
Okay.
we do have I think we have their logo and their
Okay,
actual name.
okay.
So we are in direct communication with them. Cheryl
Okay.
Williams is
So it is
using all the
Crestwood.
logos. Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know Crestwood
Crestwood
was there.
Advisors, right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know.
Yep. They made a couple of calls, so
Oh, good, great.
definitely. So thank you, everybody, and also for the individual contributions, thanks a lot.
We're up to a little over $2,100 on the individual contributions.
Great, so that's $20,000 in either commitments or actual
Mhm, yes.
checks that we have.
Right.
So, yeah, thanks Maggie and Sarah and Lori. They were instrumental in getting the business contributions
Yeah,
out.
absolutely, that's great.
Pardon me?
Lori.
And Lori, yeah, and Lori, absolutely. Lori was absolutely, yes, she's absolutely
She's still out
instrumental.
there.
She's out there. Okay,
Please continue, people.
It's on the outreach.
yeah. So if anybody in TV land or here wants to contribute, address it to Town of Darien, to Renshaw Road, Darien, Connecticut, 06820. Just say attention, 2020 Bicentennial Committee on the envelope and also on your check.
I did have one question in terms of the merchandising. If people wanted to pay by check, who should that be paid to?
I
Town of
believe it's
Darien?
made to the town of Darien.
Okay. So if that's it, we'll move on to opening ceremonies, and there's been a lot of great work on opening
One
ceremonies.
question though,
Oh,
so we're
sorry.
totally tabling, we totally have been shot down with the online giving.
Oh.
So what happened with the online giving, Jamie and Jim Coughlin have been working really hard on this. They get a software package and they've been trying to adapt it. We've had a couple of 2 or 3 meetings with them. They've worked really hard, but they really can adapt it to our needs. It's just not suitable. They get something that, the package, you have to enter a bunch of things like a bunch of questions that they ask.
Yeah,
Absolutely, and it's
the-
just not
The
adaptable.
appearance in
And
general,
can
I
we
mean,
go
it's-
back to, sorry,
So-
no, I totally understand, because I saw some of the emails, but I'm just wondering, first of all, thank you guys for trying so hard, I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, I know that was a lot of work. Is there any way we could circle back to the finance, because I mean, I think that if we don't have online donations, just knowing what I know from being at the ED meetings, like online donations are a large percentage of the way donations come in. I think that we all need to bring down our expectations.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we could go back to Jamie and Jennifer one more time and say, look, is there anything else we could do? We we brought someone who would do it for free, a tech guy, I mean, I don't know.
So I think what I'd like to do is, we've been getting a lot of donations, and we're gonna talk to the second mailing going out with the
Right.
remit envelope.
That will help with the envelope.
So
Yeah.
let's wait till that goes out and see
Okay.
the response. If
Yeah, I think
we're
with the
not
envelope
getting a
is
good
good.
response, then we're gonna go back to the town. If we get a great response, then I
Maybe
think
we'll be
we're
okay.
really,
Okay.
I think we'll be okay. Yeah, right now, it looks like we're getting pretty good response.
Right.
And I wonder if during the opening ceremony or right after the opening ceremony, it will give us a little bit of a boost to
Yeah.
encourage.
Yeah, no,
people.
I think that the
Yeah.
intent is there,
Yeah.
but I think that it's more like everyone's so busy. I mean, I think the people who write checks tend to be older people who, they're, you know what I mean? I just am saying that there'll be a lot of people who'll be like, I gotta do that, where's the envelope? I mean, I'm just saying, I think that the younger people are like, if they can just go to the site and click, they're gonna do it. If
Absolutely.
they have to write a check, they're gonna be like, okay, let me put that in my to-do pile. So,
So I completely agree.
it is
I
what
think
it is.
Let's wait till after the
Yeah,
opening
I
ceremony,
think
see
that's a
what the
good plan.
response
I agree,
is, and
agree.
then we can go back and say, hey, we really need this.
Right. I
Or-
think that's good. And the envelope will help a lot, that it'll land on everyone's
Yeah.
doorstep.
Absolutely. Okay, so the opening ceremony, we needed a police, we agreed we're gonna have 2 policemen there. And they're all on board, I mean, it's, we're on their schedule. Keynote speaker is Scott Pelly. Jamie's gonna say something, give a speech, the Tudor Singers will be there. We're working on the slideshow presentation. We're gonna have a couple of, and the Boy Scouts, I'm sorry, yeah, the Boy Scouts will be there presenting the flag. We'll be selling merchandise
Yes.
out in the hall.
Yes.
Afterwards, there'll be a book signing, and thanks to Susan, we cleared it with the town that we will be able to sell merchandise, and we will be able to, Scott will be able to sign the books and sell the books from there in the hall. So the town was very good with that, so we do have their approval for that. I got with Jeff to, he's gonna do all the AV stuff. He sent me, which I have somewhere here, an estimate. He's gonna have to get a projector, just get some cables, HDMI converter. We've got the screen, he's gonna get gels for the lighting, he's got a lot of sound equipment. All this stuff has to be rented for the day. He doesn't own it, obviously, and he can't get it from the high school or whatever. Wireless microphones and audio mixers, and his fee, which he said he did give us a discount. So he's, and we did estimate, some of this as well when we did our estimates a couple of months ago. So his estimate is $1,990. I'm gonna ask a motion to approve opening ceremony audiovisual stuff for $2,000. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed, say nay. And any abstentions? Okay, so moved.
Is he giving us any discount?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So, and he is the man for the job.
No, he is definitely the guy.
He's,
Definitely the guy.
Maggie can tell you, we've met with him a couple of times.
Yeah, that's great.
He is like so.
He is
with it.
totally
He's
switched on.
gone
He
to
is
the
the guy.
side a couple of times
Yeah,
and
yeah.
scoped it out.
Yeah, no, he'll be amazing. It'll be great.
We're gonna have to reserve some seats where he can have the projector on the balcony, and then he's gonna have a table where he has the sound mixers and everything on the first floor. So we'll reserve all
Awesome.
that stuff. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Hi,
Yes, Suzanne?
didn't want to interrupt you. For the opening ceremonies, are we also going to have a donation box so people that want to drop
I think
cash
so,
off
An
yeah.
envelope?
for
Yeah.
things, so people know if they come to the ceremony, they can make a
Yeah.
donation there
That's a
also.
good idea.
Yeah, I think Emily, who's the intern at the Historical
Yeah.
Society, she scopes them out, and yeah, I think we'll be purchasing that.
They just want people to know that they can make a donation there also.
Absolutely.
Right. That's
And if anybody here wants to volunteer, we
We
still
can
could
have
use a
some of the
couple of
kids sit there
volunteers.
too.
Yeah.
Next to the merchandise, have the
Mhm.
volunteer
Yes.
forms.
And take a box,
With
if there's
kids.
a box.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm happy to sit there too with the box.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll be there with them, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
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 What are the faces of deer?
So for the opening ceremony, it's first come, first served. There's a little over 400 seats. We can use the balcony, but get there early because you'll hear the Tudor singers, before 7 o'clock. Everybody should get there earlier. The reception is at the Darien Arts Center, so please buy your tickets because there isn't that many tickets available. They have a limit on how many that facility can hold. So
And
if you plan
the
on
proceeds from
going-
the tickets, does that go to the art center?
The what? I'm
The
sorry.
proceeds from the tickets, do
Uh,
we see any of that?
No,
No, okay.
absolutely. The 2020 committee is completely divorced from that.
Okay.
It's co-sponsored by the Darien Arts Center, and the Darien Historical Society.
Okay.
So they handle all the finances.
And I don't think they're making money on it. They're actually
No,
like.
I'm sure.
actually, we're
underwriting.
very, very, yeah, we're very,
Because
very
we can't use any
tight.
of the 2020 money, so they have to pay for cater and the booze.
Right.
Absolutely. So it's very tight on money.
But get your tickets, everybody.
Absolutely.
I've already got my ticket.
Yes, do I.
Just
Should be
one thing I
fun.
want to verify, people know, didn't we say on the balcony, no children are going to be allowed up there?
Yeah.
So people are aware of
we-
that.
Yeah, so children under 12 is the rule, right? Will not be allowed.
There'll be
available
able to be
on the
signs or
balconies.
something like
Yeah.
that.
The
But
Tudor
I just want them
singers,
to know if
which-
they're going to bring their children, not to
Yeah.
come
I'm
late
sure
and
we'll,
think
Absolutely.
we'll make sure we
Yeah.
have ushers.
The
with
ushers
signs.
will
Yeah,
have,
but
will know
for them to
that.
get there early to make sure that's
Right, true.
not the only space available.
And, I got with Chris Andrade, who is in charge of the Tudor singers. They're going to be giving a presentation, musical presentation, before the ceremony and also closing out the ceremony. And in between the opening and the closing, they'll be sitting in the balcony. And I'm not sure how many, there could be over 30, well over 30. So there's going to be a big balcony that's reserved for them. So we actually won't have that many seats in the balcony
Right.
available. But children under 12 are not allowed to go there. Handicap, Martha, who isn't here, she'll be handling anybody who's elderly or handicapped. Wheelchairs and that will have to remain, or walkers, strollers will have to remain in the back, behind the back rows. And obviously, that is handicapped accessible. So we'll get with the ushers on all these rules.
Do you have an idea on how many students you'd like me to get?
Well, we would like 3 for the reception,
Oh, okay.
but as far as other than that, I don't know.
Helping with the
With
the event
opening
itself
ceremony,
and
maybe.
also selling merchandise, so I would say at least 3 for them.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
We'll be set.
Yeah, okay, good.
We'll probably have more.
Okay, good.
Great.
Thank you, kids.
Thank you.
Thank you, kids, yeah. Is there any other questions on the opening ceremony? Okay, anniversary day?
Can I just point out
I'm sorry.
something? To purchase tickets, you can visit the Darien Arts Center website, and the link is also going live on the Darien Historical Society's website as well today.
Absolutely. So go to the Arts Center?
And you can buy online there.
Yes.
Absolutely. The only way to buy tickets now online, $45 in advance, $50 at the door, if there's any left at the door. So I really encourage everybody.
You send out a link,
Everybody.
right? We
Yeah.
don't have to.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is a link with everybody here, everybody in the board of the historical society got it?
Yep, and the press is.
And the
Yes,
press
the
is
press, it's
getting
on
it?
the press, I've seen it.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
It was in a patch today, I believe.
The patch, I think the Times also had it.
Yeah,
Great.
it's out there.
It's out there.
Oh, and we're
Jamie's,
also getting posters to hang around town
we're
too.
getting posters to hang around
Great.
town.
Yeah.
Jamie's will be issuing letters to all the members of the Board of Selectmen, as well as all the heads of all the commissions and committees, as well as all the town employees. So she probably has that letter now, Kate gave that letter on Tuesday. So I think this event is going to be really, really well publicized.
And I think once we have the image and a JPEG of the poster, that maybe we could ask people on the committee who have, like, are part of organizations to kind of email blast their members to give them a heads
Yeah.
up about the opening ceremony too. So
Okay.
we'll be hearing more about that soon.
Any other questions on the opening ceremony or the reception? Cindy, do you want to?
Anniversary day, briefly, we have the tent and the chairs. And I think that Mrs., what am I thinking of? The headstone.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
Thaddeus
Mrs.
Bell's.
Bell
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Bell.
Is underway to be
Correct.
prepared.
Yes,
Great.
absolutely. Yeah, so
Yeah,
the tent
those
worked
are
out
the
really
two
well.
major
Thanks,
things.
thanks Cindy and Annette. They visited the site with the tent person and
Yeah,
came in with a really, really good estimate.
yeah.
So there isn't much to do on that. I think we're well underway until the new
Mhm.
year.
Can I make a comment?
Mm-hmm.
I was driving on Hanson Road the other day and saw the sign that actually says Slauson Cemetery.
Mhm.
It's very dirty, it's kind of hard to read. I'm
Yeah,
wondering
it's
maybe if
dirty,
we could
you know, I'm
maybe get a
gonna,
Boy Scout or some sort of thing that needs.
I'm gonna take
some-
that up with Monuments and Ceremonies. and-
Okay.
In fact, I
Okay.
kind of said that. It's not only dirty, but it's askew.
Mhm. Yeah, just to be a
and
nice little cleaner for this.
That has to be cleaned up, and also, there's a huge tree there
Mm-hmm.
that has these very low branches where the tent is gonna go, so there's gotta be some trimming of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get together with the ceremony committee. I already mentioned this to Dave Powlett, the head of Monuments and Ceremonies, that
Thank you.
we've gotta take care of that. There's gotta be some sprucing up with that. So the headstone of Mrs. Bell, they started work on that, but the temperature has to be above 55 degrees to set it, so he'll finish it up in the spring. So if you go there and see it, it'll be like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
it will be done.
Al, for that event, remind me, are people buying tickets to go to that because it's
No.
limited, or it's just open to anyone?
It's just open to,
Mhm.
There's gonna be limited seating though, probably
Yeah.
50 chairs.
yeah, limited seating. It's not in any way handicap accessible. It will be
Right.
broadcast, TV
No.
79.
What's the date
It'll
of
be
that
there.
again?
It's on-
Is it
June,
It's on
just
June
whatever.
12th.
June 12th.
12.
Friday, yeah.
Oh,
And all
right.
this will be at the opening ceremony, like we'll have all this stuff out, right? So
Yes,
people can-
absolutely.
Okay.
No, well, no.
I don't know why I
Well,
thought
we'll
that was
have,
tickets.
yeah, we'll have to, we didn't think about that. I guess as time draws near, we'll
Yeah.
have to do an outline of the tent. But it's very rooty and there's old headstones there, so you're really limited in the space that is even,
Accessible
Nice
or whatever.
and
Yeah, right.
accessible.
Yeah.
So is
it's
this-
very limited, yeah.
Event, basically, it's like a rededication of the headstone, or?
That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
The Daughters of the American Revolution are funding that part of it, so that is a big part of it. They did this 50 years ago. It's going to be kind of a somber event. We've got two ministers. The First Congregational Church will give an opening benediction, and then Tom and Chill will give some closing statements. There'll be a ringing of the bells.
Oh,
So
Are they gonna
nice.
read the
It's just for-
declaration? like
Yeah,
you
so it's
said?
the actual day that the town received its independence on June 12th. So it's a way to mark that day and also honor Thaddeus Bell, who fought for our independence. So they're maybe
Yeah.
reading at the
We
town
probably
charter
do
or
need to
something.
get on
So it'd be
the
nice.
police
We can ask Gina.
I'm sorry.
We probably do need to get on the police radar.
Yes,
And maybe
absolutely.
have two
Yep.
policemen there.
They do know about it, not, unofficially, when I went through the dates with
Okay.
them, we can certainly revisit
Okay.
that.
Probably at least two. I'm thinking one at the end of Linda Lane,
Yeah.
and then one on
Finish on
the,
the ceremony.
on the Hanson Road at the steps,
I can
directing
Yeah.
traffic.
Yeah, Susan was very good on all these events she went through and saw what the requirements were for
Yeah,
the police. But if you feel like we need more,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
every-
well, it
Yeah,
would
'cause
be
I don't think
the-
you need parking signs, too. I'm just thinking you don't want people parking on both sides of
We
the
kind of-
street, because it's
yeah.
that bend.
well, maybe we can have a meeting with them and ask what they think.
That's what usually
Yeah.
happens with any of these events.
Yeah.
They give their input as to what they feel is the safety
Yeah.
requirements, and then obviously with opening ceremony, the committee decided to go above and beyond, which is fine. But yeah, they have
Yeah.
we can set up a meeting with them.
And then just along those lines of parking, I mean, the only place to park is Linda Lane, so at what point do we want to talk to the Methodist Church and get a shuttle involved or anything?
Yeah, you gotta think of it, right.
I mean,
You
that,
can
we
park
can
on
talk to
Linda
the
Lane
police
or-
about that too.
Well, there's also Hummingbird. That's not that far. I don't remember.
People are gonna have to walk though.
Right.
Yeah,
It's hard to.
It's a problem, but I don't think there's any other site that,
the only
I
thing.
think it's really appropriate to have it there.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not,
I know it's
just
just a
dealing with the
problem,
parking.
right.
There's that house on the corner of Linda that was torn down, and it looks like someone's trying to build there, but that's been over a year, so I don't know if anyone knows who owns that property. That could be used for parking. There's nothing there now, it's like a
Right.
pole with a wire.
Electrical
and a
It's an
box.
empty lot, yeah.
Well,
It's an
maybe
empty
also the
lot.
police could give us an estimate of how many cars they think could fit on Linda Lane. Because
Yeah.
you'd only be able to park on one side of the road. So that could be one of the first conversations, and if they think X amount of cars could park there, then that might answer. I mean, if we're only expecting or we're only anticipating roughly 50 people,
Yeah,
let's say, 40 cars can fit on, I'm just throwing that out there, 40 cars can fit
Yeah.
on Linda Lane, that may change the whole
yeah.
thing, or if they say only X amount, then you may have to figure out outside parking.
And we're saying 50 because 50 chairs would fit
Right.
under the tent. That's not to say the overflow.
No, yeah, you
people
can stand up. I
stand
mean, it's
around.
only gonna,
And
it's
if
a
it's
short
pouring
segment.
down rain,
Right.
I'm assuming there won't be a rain date for this to
Yeah.
go with
Right.
it, so. But, yeah, I'm happy to, when you
Okay.
talk to the police, just let me know and we'll see what they say.
Okay.
I asked Atria if they would be open to vanning with
Oh.
their vans. They said, sure.
Oh, great.
I'm
Oh,
sure
nice.
residents at Selleck's Woods would do the same if you needed it.
Yeah,
That's very
excellent.
nice.
Is there any point, and maybe this is, you know how sometimes you'll do like, I'm just wondering if we want to put up a free RSVP form, just to get a sense of how many people are planning to come. I mean, obviously we don't have to work at it right now, but we do that sometimes for events, even if they're free, like we did that for the breakfast we did at the Nature Center, just so we got a sense of, okay, now we've hit 100, we couldn't fit any more than that in the, so it might be worth doing that, and then we could watch and see, always you get at least 10% that don't show, so if 50 people say they're coming, then we can be like, well, 10% won't show, and there might be some overflow, but if 100 people say they're coming, then we might need to go to the police and say, okay, we've gotten 100 people who've expressed, I don't know.
Okay.
We could do that for
Like a
the
standard
Yeah.
form or something?
Yeah, we
send?
could, yeah,
You
there's like
can
an
use
easy
job
form
form for
stack.
free until you go to 100 names, and then it's, you have
You
to
can
sign
send
up
me
for a
that.
charge, but you can cancel immediately.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Job form. You can sign up for job form. It's super easy to do, and you get a
JOT.
complete spreadsheet that you can download. It's free up to 100 names. And then once you get to 100 names, you have to pay, and you can cancel immediately. We did that for an event just recently.
Okay.
And it
That's
was
for
maybe
online.
$20
Is there
for
something
the
else you
month
use?
if you go over 100 names.
Or is it just,
We used form, well, there's a couple, we can talk offline.
Yeah.
But I know that the other thing to do, another way to do it would be really easy is, what's the Eventbrite? I mean, you can do it on
Yeah.
Eventbrite, that's free. And that, I don't think there's any limit on Eventbrite. And a lot of people have already, done Eventbrite, so they're kind of familiar with it, but that's a way,
yeah.
it's easy to link to Eventbrite, you can put a decoration on
Yeah.
Eventbrite, and it could be linked to Facebook and stuff. I mean,
Okay,
Okay. Yeah, I think as we get closer.
okay.
just to get an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I hope that's a problem that we have.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a problem too. I think
Such a
with the
All these
timing,
events.
with the
Ten
timing-
people standing there.
with the timing, I don't think it's gonna be
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
think so.
too crazy because people are gonna be, it's like sports and summer,
Yeah.
you never know.
Because the week before, we had the birthday bash, too, so.
Right.
You will be hungover.
So, any other discussions or questions about Heritage Day?
in the fall.
I'm sorry, about Anniversary Day,
Anniversary.
sorry. Okay, then, moving on to logo and education.
Okay.
I got a sample of the new hat because everyone wanted a different color, so this is ivory instead of the khaki. They're being made right now. I will have them available on Sunday, so Sunday from 12 to 3. Happens to be open hours at the Historical Society, so come for a tour because all of the tours are done by the student docents, so it's our student day. And I will have all the new hats, half of which are going to be the logo, and half are going to be 068-200. I'm going to have the new t-shirts as well, including a ladies V-neck version, which will be 068-200. So that will be sold on Sunday. You can always email me, you can call me, call Al.
Absolutely.
But we'll have everything as of Saturday, the new shipment. But again, on Sunday, open doors, come see us.
Great, fantastic.
$20 per hat, $20 per t-shirt.
Okay.
The middle school has a huge, Lucy Berry at the middle school has taken the first shipment of t-shirts that we have, and she is selling those through the middle school, which is more of the medium blue. The new shipment is a little darker.
Nice.
Excellent, Sarah.
We're working on other items, but we're just sort of rolling this out slowly.
No, that'll be
It's
that's
timed
fantastic.
materials,
Yeah.
we don't want to
Yeah.
overdo
Yeah.
it.
Good Christmas stocking stuffer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's going
Yeah.
viral by tomorrow. I don't want to hold on to them.
Thanks for all your work on that, that's fantastic. Any other questions or discussions on the logo or education? The next is everyday direct mail. Maggie, do you want to talk to that, Sarah, about the
What are we talking
trifold
about?
going up?
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want me to talk about it, or do you want to talk about it?
Go ahead, and then I'll,
It's instead of, hello. So we did this, it's like a trifold, it's kind of cool, instead of just a postcard. And it actually has to be in an envelope, so it can have a remit envelope. But it's cool, it says 86200 on it, it has some fun pictures. You open it up, it has a little thing about Thaddeus Bell, it has the events, it has pictures of the students who did the logo, it has the Connecticut Regiment, and it's going to basically every house and business in
Absolutely.
Darien, like
8,400.
8,400. And I think it's gonna, our target is to have it land on the 2nd or 3rd, just so that people, we don't want it really to land between Christmas and New Year's because of the mail is so kooky. So that's our target, that's what we hope, but you know, with Christmas mail, who never knows. But I think that'll be, so it'll land in people's doorstep, hopefully it'll be like, and you know, they'll be able to see through the, I think it's gonna turn out well, I think
I
it
think
looks
so
good.
too, yeah.
Thank you so much for your input and also Jamie's work on this. It's
Jamie's-
she's been incredible.
Yeah, we switched to a different printer just because the printer we had been used before was like, what is this? And I was like, I actually know printer will just, and they turned it around like that, so
Absolutely.
it's been really helpful. But, and Jamie Pavlonis, I can't state this enough, she's just amazing, we're throwing so much stuff at her. And she has a full-time job at Integer in Dallas, she used to live here in Darien, and she is so excited about the 2020, 'cause she's still a family here, and she's just been great,
Yeah.
so.
So we always have to, now there's so many Jamies going.
I
was gonna say, who's the Jamie?
They probably spell their
They
different.
all
That's
spell
right.
differently
Yeah,
too,
okay.
so, and I've got them all down,
Yes.
except the Jamies.
Anyway, yeah, thanks to Maggie and Sarah for doing that. It's gonna look really, really great. It's a trifold with a remit like envelope in there. The printing cost is gonna be $6,350. So is there a motion, I'm gonna say 6,500. Is there a motion to approve 6,000? Is there a second?
Second.
Everybody in favor of allocating 6,500 for printing of the trifold, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, so moved, unanimously approved. So this is something, is there any other questions about everyday direct mail? You guys are gonna be really, it's really, really cool.
I think it's cool.
It's really, really good. Just something really cool about the birthday, kind of the birthday bash, but really any event here. You can pass these out. Jimmy, do you want to talk to this? or-
Essentially, Salem reached out and they celebrated their bicentennial this year, and they have a gigantic birthday cake that they would like to gift us.
Wow, thank you.
So
fun. Yay.
So we're working through the logistics right now. I reached out and asked, I don't have the answers to the questions, but I figured I'd throw them out there and see if anybody else has any obvious things that we should ask before we agree to take this thing. And just kind of how easy it is to take apart and put together. We want to make sure there's nothing crazy involved in that, and like the time commitment and things like that, because we'd like to use it at the opening ceremony potentially. How much does it actually weigh? How small does it break down? Because we have to figure out a storage location and things like that.
Change Salem.
We would have to.
Sooner, but it also looks like they're town
Well,
crest.
do you
Yeah, so it has a couple of different logos and things like that on it that we'd have to change. Salem's in 2 different areas. So we would have to, I called it a banner first, but it almost looks more like a wrap maybe that we would have to, but we'd have to get that into production like sooner rather than later. So I asked about dimensions for that. And, and just kind of when we would need to pick it up and things like that. Their last event is this Saturday, so I think we could really get it any time, but when they would really require us to come and get it. And if we were trying to get it for the opening ceremony. And I just kind of asked like the materials and things like that. So we'll hopefully get some answers soon, and as long as it seems doable for us, it'd be a really fun thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
And then we could march down the
wonderful.
parade.
I was gonna
right?
say,
Yeah.
Oh, and in the picture it's on wheels, so we want to make sure that it's actually on wheels and it's not just on something, because that'd be another logistical nightmare.
Memorial Day.
So.
Right.
Memorial Day Parade, 4th of
Yep.
July, push and
Yeah.
pull.
Yeah, a lot of really fun things we could do with it. So.
If you have the storage place as a sponsor, they're pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
We could
That's a
probably
great
give you-
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Community
Good
fund
idea.
with stuff, so you might want to see if they could give you a free temporary storage space.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
going to
Maria,
reach
you
out
can
to
talk to Maria.
them about the boat too, so I'll
Yeah.
mention. But if not,
Oh,
the
that's
Darien
right,
Historical
because they're-
Society will definitely, store it
Okay.
in pieces.
Dealing with
Just one thing to do due diligence is the cost to replace
Yeah.
this bottom part and this top part could be such a premium that it might make sense to consider just buying the unit from the same company.
Oh,
Just
right,
to do
yeah.
due
Right,
diligence.
that's it, yeah, right.
Because just so that you know, that cost, they could be equal or less.
Yeah.
And then you don't
Yeah.
have a lot of hassle.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good point.
and also
No
getting
comparison.
getting all the decorations new,
Right.
probably is a little bit.
You know, and you don't know what shape the
Yeah, it might be very particular and
the fringe is in after
Yeah,
so
that
many
makes sense.
usages, and you might want to. It might be worth it to have a couple people drive up and take a look at it, because it looks great in the picture, but you don't know
Yeah,
looks like
yeah,
a
that's fair.
summertime
what it
picture.
looks like
Yeah.
right now.
Did they purchase this from somewhere, or did
They
did
built
somebody?
it.
think
They built it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are kits you can get. I went online looking, but they said that there was a lot of effort building it,
Okay.
which I'm sure there was.
Do you have a cheap, do you have a good contact for banners and things? Because I have one if you don't.
I'll take, well, we probably will need multiple quotes
Yeah, yeah.
anyway to
I'll send
see.
you some.
Okay, thank you.
Did they also tell you what they did for their entire 200-year celebration to?
No, we didn't.
Okay, just
we
wondering
looked
if
at
there was
Wilton
something that
and,
we didn't think of that really would be
Yeah.
nice, just,
Yeah, absolutely. I can, I'm hoping to get him on the phone here shortly,
yeah, because there
so.
might be something that we didn't think of that would have been really good, and
Absolutely.
easy to do.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bruce Rogers from Salem, Connecticut. Very, very generous job there. Thank you, sir, and everybody who built that, Salem, Connecticut. Salem, Connecticut. No, Salem, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, I remember they did do one thing, they had little trinkets they had hidden around town and people had to find them. It was like a scavenger hunt I remember seeing on the Connecticut News.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay.
That's a cool idea.
Mhm.
And it's a fun idea. Well, we talked about it that East
Yeah,
Bell,
we did that.
like
We're
Where's
working
Waldo
on, yes, but he'll be at different events.
or Elf on the
Okay.
Shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
When it's not snowing.
And I think Gina Bloom is thinking about that. That's the scavenger hunt with those rides that she mentioned, so. Okay, then moving on to the historical marker project. Yeah, we should meet. We're kind of busy right now, but
We need to get on that.
absolutely.
But, I mean,
So we do have
basically-
four completed or almost completed write-ups.
Okay.
Claire's working on it very, very hard, 4 more to do. We met with her last week. We have to pass it through Ken and some other people, but yeah.
Okay,
We'll
great.
talk,
I think,
we'll talk later.
yeah, but I mean, what is the, from when we send it to them and when it gets spat out the door, like what's the time frame of that?
So when we send it for the creative, it'll take about 4 weeks or so. I
Okay.
can't remember. And to actually fabricate and everything is about 6 weeks or.
Okay,
or
so
8 weeks, I can't
we'll
remember.
prioritize the ones that need to be for
Yeah.
the earlier ceremonies. or
Absolutely.
whatever, Figure it out. Okay, we do need to regroup on that.
Right. So sponsorships, town websites, and communications. We actually, Maggie and I presented at the library on November 21st. It was broadcast live. Sarah was there, Channel 12 was there. So that
It
was
was
kind of cool.
really great. I
Was it
have
good?
to tell you, it was really, really, I went just as audience and brought a couple of friends. And the comment was, where is everyone? We need more people to come to these, because it was really
Yes, it was.
fabulous. And
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I
Suzanne
heard.
was there
So
too,
I hope you
right.
do more of them, because
Ac-
it really is just great.
Yeah, actually, tomorrow, we're giving it to the Rotary Club
Good,
at the Darien Historical Society.
good.
And in January, she couldn't fit me in before the opening ceremonies, but the Mather House, we're giving
Oh,
it
good, yeah.
to the Mather House in January. I can't remember the date.
And you're giving it to the Land Trust.
And the Land Trust also in January. Yeah, it's on my calendar. And Dave Pollitt, I think, gave a shortened one to the men's group last week.
I'd
Would we
like
do
to
another-
suggest that you find somebody, maybe a Darien High School student who might come and do Facebook Live.
Okay,
And you would be able to reach far more people,
yeah.
the people who maybe don't have the time to come or too busy. Facebook Live can actually
Emily can probably.
be very effective.
Yeah, so talking about that, Michelle Saldivar is doing some great work and worked with Susan to make sure all the forms and the approvals were in for the town.
Don't give me any credit, you did it all.
She's, I think we're just about all set with that.
It
And
might
we
be
have
work
all
with
the
people.
events on the chamber calendar.
Oh, yeah, right.
I loaded Maggie's press release about the opening ceremony. Is now fully on the calendar.
Great.
We're getting a lot of traction on the calendar,
Good.
so that helps.
And
with
thank
the-
you
and
for
it's
sending
hotline.
out the sponsor form. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah, that's excellent.
That was
But
great.
Susan, I think you did work with Linda on the website, which looks very, very good now.
Right, we made some changes, and I do need to talk to Michelle, because the one difficulty with the website is an actual calendar. So I have to talk to Michelle about doing like a Google Calendar that then Linda can link. We can't do an actual calendar on the website, so, but we can have a link to some kind of either Google Calendar or Word calendar, so I will get with Michelle on that.
Okay, good.
I mean, we're limited, because it is a website that has, as we ran into with the Parks and Rec, there's certain tweaks that can be made to it, but it's basically a town website that's, doesn't have the ability to turn on a dime on certain things, yeah.
But right now, our logo is there, you just click on the logo and it just takes you to our website right away.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
really
Good.
cool.
So that
It's
at least
very,
is
very
a
good.
help.
Right on the
Yeah.
homepage,
Yeah.
Yay.
you just click on the logo and you're there.
Are you doing any more of the public forums? And I know you guys are super busy, but I'm just thinking, like, once there is the opening ceremony, then people might be like, oh, I'd love to go to an information session. And I feel like January, February's, well, before spring break in February, there's like that downtime. I feel like the fall has been crazy, and right now you might not have gotten all the people last week because it's so crazy right now with all the holidays and this and the, sports. And so it's just a thought. I know you don't have a lot of free time. I don't want to add anything to your plate, but I'm just saying.
We had
Yeah.
talked about, not to interrupt, but we had talked about doing something with Channel 79, about town.
Yeah.
And that would then that can be shared,
That
almost
sounds
like the
great.
Facebook Live, that
I
can be
like
shared virally, on Facebook or whatever,
Yeah.
so
That's a great idea.
that might be.
That would be really great.
Yeah.
So people don't have to come to it, they can just click on it from their own home. And
Yeah.
Channel
That's a great
79 has great outreach.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that, I think, in my
That's a great
opinion, might
plan.
be a better.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
and trying to have these, it's great forums, which unfortunately a lot of people.
Right.
And what about Channel 12, having a little segment for Channel 12, have a,
Well, they did interview me, and then they did broadcast when we were at the library.
Yeah.
And
So that
they,
was
can they
what
get
they-
a link to that? To the ceremony?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, well, they're part of the town's official press, where everything is, the official town press releases go, so they have gotten the press release, but I'll probably, as we get closer, be following up with the press.
Could you get the Channel 12 to stream? Can you get a link for that to be streamed?
Maybe, yeah, I'll ask them.
Well, if 79 can do that too.
It's just been done. And the Channel 79 hasn't been done. It's just, thought if you want to get it out there.
You know what you could do is YouTube TV DAF Media. They
Oh.
broadcast, like they're doing the Christmas concert.
Yeah.
They
Thank
do
you.
all the concerts and orchestra. So they would probably do the live stream on YouTube TV.
So
Is that
they,
the one that does
the
the
DAF
football games,
media
too?
would, they
Yeah,
do their
but they-
own stuff, but they're not gonna, I don't think they would put something, you mean the one with the kids, staff media? Cause this is
No.
being filmed by
No,
79.
but they do the,
Yeah, I know, I'm
do
on
the
the
Christmas
committee.
concert.
Yeah, they stream
do
all
all
that, but I
sorts
think
of
they're
stuff.
not filming the opening ceremony, right? So-
No,
Correct.
I'm asking
Just-
if they
yeah.
could. That would be a live stream.
But why do we need them versus 79?
Oh, you're doing
79 is
79.
definitely,
Oh, okay.
yeah, 79 is definitely on board.
Okay.
We work with Jim. Thank you, Jim.
They are
Thank you,
great.
Jim.
DAF Media loves to come to like all the concerts and all that, but they're also like a little worried about the kids'
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
they're trying to, like they do the Memorial Day parade, they do try to do all the concerts because those are their kids. But I think if TV 79 could do this,
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that they might say no to. I just,
Okay.
Yeah,
because we're
no.
a joint venture with.
I think TV 79 has, I know TV 79 has it. Anytime you invite like another broadcast thing, they take up space with the cameras and everything. It just gets to be a mess. So TV 79 has it, everything set up in the balcony.
Yeah.
So I think if you
It
can
would just be-
maybe set up a time, I know you have a lot going on, to do a broadcast.
Yes, but that would be good.
of what
They
it's
have it on their
about.
Vimeo, it's
Yeah.
easy to link to,
Yeah.
it's easy to embed.
Also, Claire Hunter, right?
Right.
Who's writing up the text for the markers, has also come on board to help out with communications in terms of dispersing the information regionally and following up with different news outlets, which is really very helpful, so.
I do think we should talk to DAF, and I have a meeting with them next week, about maybe being at Heritage Day. That's something that might be educational
Yeah,
for
okay,
kids.
sure.
That'd be great.
That'd be a cool thing for them.
That would be good, because then there's more open space and everything.
And is TV 79 doing Anniversary Day? Because if not, maybe we would add.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I think that's more up your, up the alley, but I just want to make sure we're
It's
getting
very
that covered.
handy.
Yeah.
They'll do almost anything and everything they physically possibly can, so.
Yes.
Thank you.
The library, she's all on board. She said she's got some volunteers and everything at the library to do the time capsule, so she's going to be having
Fabulous.
everything. So they're taking care of that.
Yeah, when are they doing the time capsule?
Not a date we're thinking sometime in the fall. It'd be nice to have, next year is going to be a big political year, so it would be really nice to,
Have something positive?
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, also we have
Have the
so
year's
much,
events, have the year's events captured in the time capsule.
right, because we
as much
do,
as possible.
after June, yeah, there are 6 more months of the year that
Yeah.
we can't forget about. so.
Yeah.
Did we
Absolutely.
talk, at one point we talked about the time capsule maybe being the closing ceremony? Is that what we're still thinking?
Well, now the closing ceremony is really Heritage
Heritage
Day.
Day.
So we were
Okay.
thinking around that time, maybe having it.
Earlier than that?
Around Heritage Day or something.
Okay, sounds good.
It'd be nice if it was after, because then we can include pictures of Heritage
Yeah.
Day into the time
Yeah,
capsule,
that's
have
it.
everything that
Yeah.
we're doing to be
Absolutely.
in.
Closing
Include
ceremony,
that.
that would be another event.
Yeah, I think it might
Yeah.
be better, I feel like Heritage Day is the big deal, and
Yes,
then we
yeah.
have like the year is over, 2020,
Deep breath.
deep breath, and then we all go to Al's house for a big party.
yeah.
Kegger at Al's house.
And then all teenagers.
Not really.
But,
Maybe the library,
Sounds
like,
good.
if they're doing
Yeah,
it,
but-
absolutely, they might take on like a
Yeah.
formal closing
Yeah, they
ceremony.
have an
that
auditorium, they
would
could do
sponsor.
maybe something in the auditorium.
Yeah.
I think that's what we should ask them, is if we can do
That sounds
that.
good,
They
yeah.
just slideshow of like all the events and stuff.
Yeah, we could have a slideshow of the events, the time capsule.
The birthday
Because
cake.
aren't there a couple of library people typically on this committee?
Yeah,
Let's
she
fraternize
could
with
come
them and see
today,
if we
but
can make
yeah.
that.
Actually, it'd be a great way to do a slideshow would be a really nice closure.
Yes.
I could share
Yeah.
and link and have on the town website. It could be something.
We already have the
It's a real
slideshow for
celebration of
the
the town.
opening
Yeah.
ceremony, and they can just kind of use that as their foundation and then just add, it wouldn't be,
All the activities.
yeah, all the
Right,
activities, just a
right.
few slides
That would be
showing.
Kids and the merchandise and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Put
Yeah.
all the events, I think
And
that's a
the,
great
uh,
idea. Do that at the
I
library.
saw that in a meeting.
Are we on general
Well,
discussion?
should that be,
It's general discussion, yes.
should that be another, like, formal town thing, or should maybe the library can?
You know, I think we should talk with the library. I hate to talk.
I
with
never-
them.
Hey,
I'm all for saying-
We're volunteering you.
I'm all for volunteering people who aren't here.
I know, I'll.
One thing, before we close, if anybody wants more 06820 to distribute or anything, or these are the business envelopes. I know Mia took one for Chelsea Piers, which is like really, really good. I think. Come on board.
I'd like to just mention that I'm ordering the renewal decals for our chamber members. So every year we give them a new decal that says, you know, the logo of the chamber, member, it would be 2020, and at the bottom I'm gonna put celebrating Darien's 200th anniversary.
Oh,
So
nice.
that would be on, anybody who puts that sticker up would have that. And I don't think we should put the logo because then that implies that they're sponsoring
Yeah,
the
okay.
anniversary. But it would just be nice to have that consistency, that repetitive message, and we send
Right.
those out with the directories at the end of February.
Thanks.
Which is great, because I have to tell you, Susan, I forgot to say everything. We were looking at actual, you know how people have the oval stickers on it? We're looking at those to put the logo, and it says Darien's 200.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
Like
I like
a
that idea.
Yeah.
magnetic ones?
No, well,
The sticker.
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 We could do magnets, but again, it's a
It
different
might be-
cost, and
yeah.
it's a dated material sticker you can take off your card. Just as much as a magnet, cost-wise.
Could you have them made into tattoos? To have the kids
I
for
could
The birthday celebration.
washable,
walk
yeah,
around.
washable tattoos,
Washable.
and then
Yeah, walk
you
around
can
the
have
That's a
thousands
little
of them,
committed to
and do it through, Oriental Trading,
Yes.
we could give them out at sidewalk
Yeah.
sales, you could give them out at the bash, you could give them out
Yeah.
Great
over
idea.
and
I
over
will-
and over
Great
again.
idea.
I will
Yep.
look into that, Susan.
Yeah.
I like
Caught me
that
off
idea.
guard
So-
there.
My little brain, you know, like, always twisting away to get the image out.
Temporary
fun.
tattoos for the Weed Beach Fest anyway, so maybe I would like assist with that in some way
That
or
would be great.
purchase
We'll
some.
chat.
Yeah.
So we're still in general discussion. Before I close it, we close it out. Is there anything else anybody wants to offer up? Okay. is
Al,
there-
you've done a phenomenal, you and Maggie have done a phenomenal job.
So, okay, is there a motion to close?
So moved.
And
Seconded.
And everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Any abstentions? Okay, meeting's closed. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Remember Sunday, please.